Since we are advancing little by little, let's start with some new ideas for the soleas. In this case, we're gonna do some different bits on the solea. Like for instance, this first one is something we will use for an intro. All right, it's a very traditional type of intro, and it goes something like this. Okay, it's just like that. So what we're doing is we're playing this E major here. We're gonna play with the thumb on the right hand, and we're gonna do a golpe as we do the first chord. After that, we have this hammer-on pull-off. Okay, just twice, like it's all in one go. Okay, it's all legato. Then we do repeat the same thing one more time. Okay, so when you do this hammer-on pull-off, make sure you fall. Try to fall as perpendicular to the fretboard as possible with the other finger to hammer on, to tap on, so you keep the sound ringing. Okay, and when you pull off, just try to pinch a little bit the string. Okay, so you continue creating like energy on the string to have the sound ringing. Okay, that's the hammer right there, and that is pull off. The idea is like when you hammer on, you hammer as straight down to the fretboard as possible, okay, very perpendicular to the fretboard, okay, and when you pull off, it's kind of like if you were playing more like violin style with the hand a little bit like this, like you're pulling like that, okay. There you go. So you have now a very beautiful traditional intro for Solea. On this next one, we have a variation, a more elaborated variation of the first one we saw, okay? Basically, we have a longer legato here. We're doing... Okay, so let's do it slow, would be... This is very similar to before, but now we're coming down here. This part that is the new part. Okay, again, pay close attention to the articulation where you have a hammer on or a pull off. Okay, so the whole thing just one more time for you to hear it. Okay, a nice way actually is when you hear certain players, everyone will play a very similar intro like that, but it will give a different feel. Like for instance, some people will just take this, okay, and wait a little bit at the beginning. Okay, so you wait on the first note and you speed up just to catch up, like. Okay, and some people will actually just go straight through like we just did at the beginning. Okay, so that's why it's so important to be a good, what I would say in Spain, aficionado, like to be really into listening to a lot of flamenco music. So you hear the differences on how the same thing we can play it in so many different ways, all right? And that will really make your playing much richer, okay? So third one is still building on the last two that we saw. And we're just extending the legato at the very end. We're doing like... Okay, so we're extending right here. The beginning is the same as before. Okay, we repeat it. And now... Okay, we add these two. So finally, we'll sound just like this.